Don't miss the biggest nights in MMA.
We are now set for the main event.
Ronaldo with a shot. Oh, it's gone. One of the greats. Champions of the world.
There's all to play for, which is so exciting. These teams have to come in here and give it their all.
Have a real nice tempo. Goes baseline, watch out.
Oh, my! Oh, baby! All the way down the runway for a big-time throwdown.
That's a lot of fans out there.
Look at that! The drama keeps continuing, Shelly.
This is just brilliant.
He strikes. Starts as you mean to go on.
But this is the danger of the top two guys, and that nuclear weapon that is.
Whoa, hello, goodbye. Score! In the back of the net.
And shoots. Score!
Of Serie A action. We'll bring you so much of it here on DAZN.
Magnificent. That is tremendous.
Catching up on any NFL game is easier for.
Going deep for it all. Devontae Smith. He has got it. Touchdown.
Your Eagles are world champions again.
DAZN is the home of boxing.
Really spurs you on, gets you going.
Let's make history. Pure power. There's no way back from this, surely.
Fight Night on DAZN, brought to you by That Prize Guy.
Don't miss Wardley Dubois go toe-to-toe for the WBO World Heavyweight title, May 9th. Watch only on DAZN.
What's he got saying? Turn around. Or join them.
One time, stray dog.
You've got the instinct. Now, get the training.
Introducing the casino you love to hate, Mr. Q.
The following program is recommended for those 16 and over, as it contains sporting violence, possible bad language, and flashing imagery.
This is the moment the world has been waiting for. The judges are ready, the fighters are ready, the boxing world is ready. The fight starts now! How do you like it?
So aggressive, so focused.
It all comes down to this. With a corner knockdown. Still the undisputed champion of the world. Weigh in live on DAZN.
Here we go. It's the big one. It's the one we've been waiting for, right? Champion versus former champion, Fabio Wardley. Unbeaten versus Daniel Dubois, who's only lost to one man in 5 years, that man being Alexander Usyk. They're going to make this walk that I'm doing, and they're going to land right here in the cauldron, and they're going to be awaited by a man called Mr. Simon Jordan. Look, guys, I need you to do one thing for me. This is very important. Don't blink.
live and exclusive on DAZN.
The fight of the year, May 9th.
For the heavyweight title, Fabio Wardley. Dubois, sensational.
Two knockout kings. One punch. One chance. One shot.
Just takes one shot.
Don't blink.
Away to the big one, and it is a big one, isn't it? We are talking champion versus former champion. Fabio Wardley will take on Daniel Dubois, and it will go down at the Cobb Live in Manchester, which I'm hearing is sold out. So the only way to watch this event is to go to DAZN.com/boxing to watch it on DAZN. Anyway, that's Saturday. Friday, so one sleep away, we're here. We're at the Boulders Exhibition Centre in the heart of Manchester, and welcome to my little space here, the Cauldron, which is going to get very hot in a few minutes because we are going to welcome the fighters, Fabio Wardley and Daniel Dubois, and a certain Simon Jordan into this space as well. Let me say hello once again, as always, to my A-team, my Avengers, Darren Barker and Carl Frampton. I like the fact that this is going out to everyone, by the way, because normally they don't hear us. Normally, you know, they're looking at us at what we're saying, but now they can hear us.
They're involved.
They're involved, so no swearing, please. Darren, we're one sleep away. I think this is an incredible matchup. When we saw the schedule for May, this was the fight where I thought, okay, I have no idea which way we go here. I don't know if I go Fabio, the puncher, Dubois, the puncher, Fabio unbeaten, Dubois only losing to Alexander Usyk in the last 5 years. You must be excited.
Of course. I mean, I was the same as you. It's an epic fight. It really is. The proof's in the pudding. They're not in boring fights. So these two together, you know, it's going to be fireworks. I mean, the jeopardy as well. There's so much on the line. You know, the world title. Fabio Wardley wants to cement himself as a world champion. Daniel Dubois wants to be a world champion again. The future fights are huge. They're mammoth. So the winner here really pushes on. It's a massive, massive fight.
Carl, who's favourite? Who's the bookie's favourite? Who do you think is the fans' favourite for this one?
Honestly, I have no idea. I think everyone's split down the middle. I really do. And I think the bookies would probably have it close on the odds. I think the fans, some will be picking Dubois, some will be picking Wardley, but it's a real 50-50 fight, and it's a bit of a cliche, that term, in this game, isn't it? But this one is a 50-50, and you can make an argument for both guys winning. What
have you made up of the build-up all week? I mean, I almost feel like Daniel Dubois is almost like a dog on a leash that wants to fight. Fabio is a bit more cool, calm and collective, especially now that he's got a world title. I feel like Fabio, with a world title, almost has this swagger and arrogance of a world champion. What have you made of it?
Yeah, I think the personalities of both in the build-up have been what I would have expected. You know, we're not too sure, are we, what Daniel Dubois is going to turn up whenever he fights, or whoever he fights. If he's up for it like he was against Jarrell Miller, he's a handful. But you're right, there's this new aura, this confidence of Fabio Wardley, you know, becoming a world champion. If he can get his experience and ability to match his confidence, he's a danger man, he really is.
We know both can punch, right? In terms of knockout percentage, this is crazy. Like, these guys will hit you and you go to sleep.
Yeah.
Who hits the hardest?
I have no idea, but I mean,
who do you think hits the hardest, Carl?
I think probably Daniel. Okay. If I'm being honest, I think his jab's incredible. Like, his jab is a ramrod, and if he uses that well and tries to keep Fabio off him, because no doubt Fabio's going to want to get close, he could have success with that.
Look at that there. I still have nightmares of Dubois doing this to AJ. You know, look, I don't sit on the fence. I'm Team AJ, and this still shocks me. I was still shocked about what he did. And the ability not just to hurt AJ, but when he's fighting on the back foot, when AJ's coming forward, to do this.
He needs this belief and intent in this fight. He can't stand up. I feel he probably has more strings to his bow. I think he can box. He's got brilliant footwork. The mentality has been questioned, but I think he's got to approach it like he did that fight. You know, he went in an underdog and he come out smelling the roses. So, yeah, it's interesting to see what Daniel Dubois turns up.
By the way, very quickly, before we talk more boxing, how cool is this?
It's unreal, isn't it?
This is incredible, isn't it? Well, the fight fans are here. This is really good. I think both of them are going to feed off this energy. They're going to love this. When Simon tries to stir it up a little bit, I think they're going to enjoy this.
I think so. And Simon's the right man to stir it up, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think Simon might have to watch himself up here as well, because they're two big lads. So
that's why there's barriers there. There weren't barriers before. There are barriers. Maybe Simon goes over the barrier. Fabio, last time out, Joseph Parker. Before that, Justice Hooney. Two fights where going into the Joseph Parker Parker fight, certainly not favourite. And Hooney, I think people forget, late replacement, was supposed to be Jarrell Miller. Every time you bet against Fabio, he throws your betting ticket away.
Yeah, and he's getting better. That's the thing. This guy, he's a world champion, but he's still getting better. And, look at that shot. I mean, he was a mile behind in this fight, and that's why he's dangerous. He can always pull it out, and he's always in a fight because he has the power and he carries it late into the fight, so he's always a danger man.
Like you said as well, he's learning, and what he done there, he adjusted. He took a step back. He let Hooney come to him, and then he landed that big shot. So he's showing already that there are improvements. He's learning, and he's doing it on the job.
Can I ask you both a quick question, very quickly? Alexander Usyk is almost in an island by himself. What's your next other 2, 3, 4?
Look, if I'm going to go with a governing body...
No, none of that nonsense. Darren Barker's 2, 3, 4.
Right, I go Moses.
Moses at 2?
I think he's that good. I really do.
Okay.
Then I'm going to go Fabio Wardley.
Yeah.
And then... I guess Tyson Fury or AJ.
Okay, no, don't you Tyson Fury or AJ. Look at him
on the fence.
Mr. Matchroom. All right, go on.
I would go slightly the other way. I think I would have Fabio as 2. Sorry, I would have Moses as 3, and then probably Daniel as 4.
Yeah. What? No one said Agit Kabayel here.
No, I forgot about him. Yeah, we'll stick in
what's
it.
yours?
Mine's Usyk. Mine's Fabio, Kabayel, Daniel Fury.
Okay. Right.
Sorry, AJ, I'm so sorry. So sorry you're not in my top 5 yet. All right, it's been a crazy week. Let's remind ourselves of what a week it's been.
The bell's going to go. It's going to be me and Daniel, and I'm going to be staring in his face.
You know, he's been lucky up until now, and they need to take his own.
They know what they've signed up for here. They've signed up for war.
When things get dicey, he's not really up for it.
He's gone down with a jab, and it could be that it's all over right here.
I win by any means necessary.
He wants to put down what he's not quit.
Picking them apart, speed, skill, and power too much.
That, I think, will be good night.
Maybe those inner demons get to him a bit, and he just doesn't want it.
Well, he hasn't faced a fighter like me.
Flatten Daniel, clean him out.
And collar to world champion, a rocky story.
He's not really game for it. We're going to really see on the night.
You're going to see on the night. I heard you call me the dustman, and I'm going to collect the trash, boy.
I'm used to throwing myself into the deep end, used to picking the biggest, the toughest.
95% knockout ratio.
Your man will be taking the first step back.
Don't blink.
Don't blink. Sounds right? I think that's a perfect title, Don't Blink, because it's one of those ones where you can't go to the toilet, you can't go to the kitchen. Anything can happen in this fight in the first 30 seconds. By the magic of TV, Darren and Carl have gone, and my talkSPORT colleague,
indeed,
now DAZN colleague, Simon Jordan, has joined me in the cauldron. What have you made of fight week, Simon?
Interesting. I mean, obviously you've got Fabio that's very calm and collected, and Daniel that's becoming a little bit twitchy, and people are reading into it, trying to make assumptions about Daniel's mentality, but I think we've seen Daniel be twitchy before. We had him in the studio with myself and Jim White when he was fighting Alexander Usyk, and he was agitated. We saw him, you know, when Anthony Joshua tried to buoy him off a little bit in a face-off, and he was twitchy there. It's his modus operandi. Don't read anything to it. He's a strong fighter with a strong temperament in lots of different respects, and this is going to be a fabulous fight.
You talk boxing a lot on what you do. Talk boxing in particular. Who have you, from your own boxing mindset, who do you think's favourite in this fight?
I normally am very open to picking a winner, which means normally the other person wins. So neither one of these fighters want me to pick them. But I'm really on the fence with this. I mean, I spoke to Spencer Oliver and Paul Smith and Duke McKenzie, and Spencer was kind of leaning towards the Fabio Wardley camp, so you can't get away with that, Spencer. Duke McKenzie was in Fabio Wardley, and Paul Smith was in Daniel Dubois.
Okay, so
I've sat there and said, look, the big question for me is, can Fabio take Daniel Dubois' power? Because if he hangs his chin out with respect, like he did against Hooney and Parker, we might get the answer to that question relatively quickly. And once that question is asked and answered, then I'm going to be having the benefit of hindsight.
So I should
Wisdom.
ask you 5 rounds into the fight?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, fair. We're in the cauldron.
Yes.
It's going to get very hot, very heated here. We have barriers. They're going to join you.
Apparently, yes.
In about 45 minutes, they'll be joining you in this space. What are you going to do? I mean, are you going to cause any trouble? Are you going to stir things up? What's the plan?
Look, I mean, if Frank Warren has his way, I'll be asking no questions. But the reality of it is that the object of the aim is to create a little bit of intrigue, show something different. I don't mean to be disrespectful, but most of the interviews leading up to the fight, 24 hours out, are a little bit anodyne. You're asking formulaic questions. Insofar as I've got a job here, my motivation is not to be disrespectful, but to be bold and fearless, not to sort of engender a Deontay Wilder moment again, but to try and get the fighters to show something different, get beneath the veneer and see if we can find out something that maybe gets them at it a little bit, but doesn't create maybe an exit stage left for one of them, but pushes them, see if we can get something that we haven't seen. There's no real original questions in the world. You've done your job all week, since the build up to this fight. You've been asking questions, and so I'll ask questions that will push it, and maybe we can see one of them blink and one of them give a different vantage point than we've seen in the build up and we've seen in their makeup in previous fights.
Good luck to you, Mr. Simon Jordan.
Sounds like I'm going to need it.
You might need it. All right, let's introduce you to another member of the team. Olivia Wayne is with Nasty somewhere in this building.
Thank you so much, Ade. Yes, I am. I found my friend Nasty. Nasty, you're looking sharp tonight, but it is a big night here, isn't it? How good is this atmosphere?
It's unbelievable. I mean, similar to York Hall a few weeks ago. They know how to put on a show here, so Manchester are out in force.
They are. People have come, the drinks are flowing, they are free, put on by the promoters, and you can really sense everyone is excited. It's been an amazing build-up, hasn't it? Have you enjoyed the build-up to the big fight?
I think it's been amazing. Obviously, media day on Tuesday, I think Dubois specifically was quite reserved. I think he's keeping his cards close to his chest, doesn't want to give too much away, but no doubt these boys are going to do all the talking in the ring.
Now listen, on DAZN socials, we have been asking some polls. We asked who is the biggest hitter. 73% voted for Dubois. What do you make of that? Do you agree with that?
I mean, I don't think you can get too far away from that. Dubois, the amount of knockouts on his record, but also Wardley. You know, when it comes to predicting this fight, I don't think there's ever been a harder fight to predict.
But we need it from you, we need it. What is your prediction?
My one prediction, I'm going to go boring, but I just think the fight is going to end in KO. I can't see it going 12 rounds.
All right, you haven't given us a fighter there, but I'll leave it with you. Ade, back to you.
Thank you very, very much, Olivia. All right, this is, I think, one of the best fight cards I've seen in recent times. It really is good. Remember, it isn't just the main event, Fabio versus Daniel, it's this. And let me walk you down this as well. Zhalalov versus Smakichi. Zhalalov, double Olympic gold medalist, double world championship gold medalist, unbeaten, maybe the future of the heavyweight division. Majid versus Gwyn. Majid unbeaten, Gavin Gwyn moving up in weight to 140 pounds. One of my favorite fighters on planet Earth, David Morrell, takes on now English light heavyweight champion Zach Chelly. Liam Cameron versus Bradley Ray. What a cracker in the light heavyweight division. And this one, Jack Rafferty, moving up to 147 pounds, takes on the engine, Eka Usman. What a crazy undercard. And Mr. Thomas Treiber, the best in the business, is about to handle business. Thomas, over to you.
Thank you, Ade. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the weigh-in for Don't Blink. A great night of World Championship Boxing to be held tomorrow from Co-op Live right here in Manchester, England. It is all being brought to you by Frank Warren for Queensberry in association with Platform Sport, along with their great sponsors, Mr. Q Casino, That Prize Guy, Global Next Trade, Fleximize, Riyadh Season, and Vow Nutrition. A big thanks to those great sponsors. Well, a few reminders, ladies and gentlemen. Only a final few tickets remain via Ticketmaster. And don't forget, you can watch it live, worldwide, exclusively on DAZN. Buy now at DAZN.com. And now, boxing fans joining us live worldwide. And boxing fans here in Manchester, England. let's get the weigh-in started. Our first two fighters to the scale competing tomorrow in a scheduled 10-round heavyweight contest. First, we will welcome, coming to us from Zagreb, Croatia. He brings a professional record of 21 wins, 3 defeats. 19 of his 21 wins come by way of knockout. Let's welcome Agron Smakici. 241 for Agron Smakici. And now we welcome to the scale from Sari Osio, Uzbekistan, undefeated with 16 wins. 14 of his 16 wins come by way of knockout. Let's welcome Bahodir, the big Uzbek Jalolov. .254.9 for the two-time Olympic gold medalist, Bahodir, the big Uzbek Jalolov. And now we have the fighters face off for the final time. Once again, these two competing in a 10-round contest in the heavyweight division.
Here we go, back it is, Jalolov versus Smakici. Jalolov, Darren, double Olympic gold medalist, double world championship gold medalist, European gold medalist. We want to see it in the pros now, though. I almost feel like, forget the amateurs for a second, let's just focus on the pros for once.
And he's 6'7" and a southpaw. I mean, he's a very good fighter, so smooth and fluid in his work. But yeah, we want to see him out and really step it up and show us what he's all about.
Indeed. All right, let's go back to Thomas Streiber to continue.
Our next two fighters competing tomorrow in a scheduled 10-round contest, and it will be for the vacant WBA International Super Lightweight Championship. First to the scale, from Merthyr, Tydfil, Wales. His professional record consists of 18 wins, 4 defeats, 2 draws, 5 wins come by way of knockout. He is a former British Commonwealth and EBU European champion. Let's welcome Gavin, the Merthyr Mexican Gwynn. .139.7 for Gavin, the Merthyr Mexican Gwynn. And now we welcome to the scale from Bolton, Lancashire, England, a 3-time amateur national champion, now undefeated as a professional. 16 wins, 4 of his 16 wins come by way of knockout. Here is Khalil Major Majid.
The man them could consider a fast on hotel smoking cigarette, mixing codeine up with a Finnegan. She got fit, but she wanna get Finnegan. Drinking apple cider vinegar, wet risking.
139.7 for the undefeated Khalil Major Majid. And once again, these two competing tomorrow in a 10-round contest for the vacant WBA International Super Lightweight Championship.
I love this one, Carl. Unbeaten Khalil Majid. Gavin Gwynn, we always know, comes in shape, looks in really good shape. I think the extra 5 pounds will help him as well.
I agree, absolutely agree. I had no idea how he made the previous weight that he used to make. He's a huge specimen of a man, and he looks very lean today. But this is a good fight. 2 different styles completely. We know what we get with Gavin Gwynn. He's going to come forward and be aggressive. Majid moves well. He's quite fluid on his feet. So we'll know what game plans they'll want to impose here. But this is, again, like the top of the bill, a real 50-50.
Our next 2 fighters competing tomorrow in a scheduled 10-round light heavyweight contest. First to the scale, from Fulham, London, England, his professional record consists of 16 wins, 3 defeats, 1 draw. 8 of his 16 wins come by way of knockout. He is a former British, English, and Commonwealth champion, Zach Chili. 177.1 for Zach Chili. And now we welcome to the scale, coming to us from Santa Clara, Cuba. His professional record, 12 wins, just 1 defeat. 9 of his 12 wins come by way of knockout. Here is the former 2-weight, 2-time world champion, David Morrell. $176.1 for the former world champion, David Morrell. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, these 2 competing tomorrow in a scheduled 10-round light heavyweight contest.
I'm a big fan of David Morrell. My fandom's got bigger because of that David Benavidez fight and what Benavidez has gone on to do. Zach Chili's got a chance, but it's a slim one.
Oh, I'll tell you what, that Benavidez defeat has aged really well, hasn't it, from Morrell? This looks a very tough task for Chili. It's boxing, it's a 2-horse race, but you never know. Morrell's exceptional, though. He really is.
Both men, Carl, looking in great shape as well. And it's so good to see Morrell fighting. Obviously, it was supposed to be Callum Smith.
Yeah.
He's in shape, so let's do it. Let's fight again.
Absolutely. Look, it's great that we have him on these shores. This guy's had 9 fights and he's a 2-weight world champion. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible. So Chili's up against it, but Morrell is a special talent.
Our next 2 fighters competing tomorrow in a scheduled 10-round contest, and it will be for the WBA Intercontinental Light Heavyweight Championship. First, we welcome to the scale the challenger from Manchester, England. His professional record, 21 wins, 2 defeats, 10 wins come by way of knockout. Let's welcome the former EBU European champion, Brad the Sting Ray. $173.1 for the challenger, Brad the Sting Ray. And now we welcome to the scale the defending champion from Sheffield, England. His professional record consists of 24 wins, 7 defeats, 1 draw, 10 wins come by way of knockout. here is the reigning and defending WBA Intercontinental Light Heavyweight Champion, Liam the Cannonball Cameron. 174.4 for the defending champion, Liam the Cannonball Cameron.
Well, before they face off, let's get a quick word with both fighters now. Brad Ray, you've made it pretty clear there's nowhere in the world that you would rather fight than right here in Manchester. 24 hours to go. How do you feel?
Yeah, look, all the hard work's done now. This is the fun part, and yeah, look, had a good turnout. Looking forward to it tomorrow. Yeah, look, it's a great fight. Liam's a great fighter, but more than ready.
One thing I like about you, Brad, some fighters say, oh, I might get the knockout, you know, I'm just gonna see how it goes out there. You've made it very clear. You are looking to knock him out tomorrow.
Every fight, I'm trying to knock my opponent out, and if you say you're not, you're a boxer, and you say I'm looking, you're lying. We all want to knock our opponent out. It's the game of the game.
Okay, well, stand by for the face-off. Best of luck. Let's hear it for Brad Ray. And now, Liam Cameron, the Cannonball. I mean, how have we got here? It's the first time in a long time you're defending a title. You're getting good luck messages from UB40. How have we ended up here, Liam?
I don't know, but Brad's got a big crowd. Well done for supporting him.
It feels like we've got little glimpses of what you can do in these fights in your comeback. What are we going to see tomorrow?
Good performance. Very good performance.
Best of luck to you. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Liam Cameron, and let's get them faced off.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, these two competing tomorrow in a scheduled 10-round contest for the WBA Intercontinental Light Heavyweight Championship.
I love this one, guys. Again, light heavyweight division over here is so deep, right?
Yeah.
And you look at the rankings, these guys could be 7, 8, 9. A win, though, puts them in position for a big fight.
I'll tell you what, this is another pick-em. It really is. Yeah. Bradley Ray, look, he dropped Lyndon Arthur in that fight last time out. He just didn't get going. Liam Cameron looked good against Troy Jones. He really sort of got into the fight and finished really, really strong. I'll tell you what, there's a lot up for grabs here. As you say, to get in that mix again, it's a proper fight this, and a must-win.
Very quickly, Carl, is Bradley Ray big enough for 173? Weighed in at 173. Which
yeah, he
suggests
looked a
to me
bit
he needs to fill out a bit more.
Yeah, there's a better space to fill out, so he could do that, yeah.
Our next two fighters to the scale, competing tomorrow in a scheduled 12-round contest, and it will be for the vacant WBA Continental Gold Welterweight Championship. We will first welcome to the scale from Nottingham, England. His professional record, 22 wins, 2 defeats, 8 wins come by way of knockout. He is a former British, European, and WBO global champion, Echo the Engine Isumin. .7 for Echo the Engine Isumin. And now we welcome to the scale from Manchester, England, undefeated, 26 wins, 1 draw, 17 of his 26 wins come by way of knockout. Here is the former British, Commonwealth and WBC International Silver Champion, Jack the Demolition Man Rafferty. .6.9 for the undefeated Jack the Demolition Man Rafferty.
Well, let's get a quick chat just before the face-off. First of all, Echo the Engine Esserman. You've said this is pressure fighter against pressure fighter. What's going to be different about your pressure tomorrow?
Punch perfect precision.
You said in the Jack Cattrall fight, your last fight, that maybe you showed him a little bit too much respect. How much respect are you going to show that man?
Outside of the ring, he's a cool guy, but inside, none at all.
Best of luck. Let's hear it for Echo, the Engine Esserman. Back here in Manchester. 24 hours to go, Jack.
24 hours to go, and the fans are going to get what they want to see. An absolute cracking fight, and I'm great to be a part of a great show of Queensberry Promotions in his own.
Is this about timing? Are you getting Echo Esserman at exactly the right time?
Listen, anyone in that ring was going to get it, so yeah, listen, it's the right time for me. What a show and what a fight we're in.
Final one. I get a feeling that you pretty much know everyone here, so what is your message to your fans?
Massive thank you to everyone turning out here, tuning in. It's going to be a fight, and there's going to be the fight tonight. Thank you.
All right, let's get them faced off.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, these two competing tomorrow in a scheduled 12-round contest for the vacant WBA Continental Gold Welterweight Championship.
Dev was right about one thing there, Carl. We said timing. Perfect timing for Rafferty to go to 147. I think he's outgrown 140. And maybe the Engine is starting to show a few more miles after that Jack Cattrall fight. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. But, I mean, both these guys are in absolutely incredible shape. They could be on the front cover of a men's fitness magazine, but they can fight as well. I think their nicknames are very, very fitting. The Engine against the Demolition Man. This will not steal the show because of what we got it as the main event, but it could potentially could. I mean, this is an incredible fight.
What a warm-up before the main event. This is an epic battle between two very good fighters. A cracking chief support. It really is. So much on the line.
And here is Mr. Frank Warren. What a show, Frank. What an
great
undercard.
show. Great show. And thanks for everybody turning out this evening. Much appreciated.
Did you hear that? Someone said, go on, Frank. Go on, Frank. Look at that. Look at that. Go on, Frank. Come on. Really, of the undercard fights, which one sort of tickles your fancy the most? I mean, you got some big boys there, Jalalov, David Morrell. I think David Morrell being here, and that one there, Rafferty Esserman.
All of them there. It's a great fight card. Brilliant main event, and the rest of the show is just great fights as well. Looking forward to this one with Jack and Echo. That's going to be something extra special. And we got some guys coming in from abroad, like you see Jalalov, and we got David, as you say, David Morrell. Some really good fights, and some good fights to be made in the future with them.
Yeah, we're going to get to the main event quickly, but this, the Cauldron, Simon Jordan.
Yeah, it's hot up here.
You've had a few bats and back and forth with Simon over the years. Simon Jordan's going to step into this. This is going to be good. I like the idea of something different. I think the fighters are going to maybe not like this, but the audience are going to love it.
Well, I hope so. You know, all we're trying to do, we're trying to get, make it more and more interesting for everybody. And this is a great innovation and idea.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about the main event. Daniel Dubois, Fabio Wardley, or should I say Fabio Wardley, Daniel Dubois champion versus former champion. I've kind of polled a few people in here. Genuine 50-50 scrap. Yeah. Everyone struggles to really nail a winner.
I agree with that, because they're similar in their styles. They've both got a 95% knockout ratio. They're both walk-forward fighters. They don't take a backward step, and they're massive punchers. So you know you're going to get something special. And that's why it's so divided. Really, who's going to land that big bomb first? One thing's for sure, as we've called the show, don't blink because you'll miss it.
Yeah, don't blink, indeed. How easy or difficult was this fight to make? I almost feel like fights nowadays with the heavyweights, everyone's waiting for that perfect opportunity. Some fights are tough to make, some are easy. Was this one tough or easy to make?
I've got to take my hat off to both fighters and their camps. They were really up for it, and it didn't take us long to get it done. You know, Daniel coming off his loss against Usyk, going straight in the deep end, and then you're looking at a world champion in Fabio, who are normally world champions. They have an easier fight for their first defence. He's gone, no, that's what he wants. So, as I say, take your hat off to him, and it's great for the fans because they're going to see something special.
Indeed, they will. They might see something special next week as well. Another fight that you put together, David versus Goliath. Dave Allen will take on Filip Hrgović.
Exclusively on DAZN, May 16th. The giant stands over Doncaster. Filip Hrgović, the most feared destroyer of dreams. But one man holds his ground, Dave Allen.
He's handsome as well, isn't he?
Finally back home.
But I've got no fear of Filip. We're in Danny, aren't we?
This is his one shot. Dave must slay Goliath. Allen versus Hrgović, May 16th. Watch only on DAZN.
So many big fights coming up in the next few weeks. I mean, look at this. Dave Allen will take on Filip Hrgović, one of my best fighters of all time. Keyshawn Davis will take on Nahir Albright, a rematch of their fight a couple of years ago. And then talking of best fighters, pound for pound star Jesse Bam Rodriguez moves up to bantamweight to take on Vargas. And then we go down to South Coast as Ryan Garner takes on Magnisi. Remember, this is all part of your DAZN subscription. You know, no one normally sees me do that. I just realized the audience can see how I do it now. I go to the screen
TV
and read. Right now, they know the tricks. That was a really good weigh-in.
Yeah.
I love that. I mean, Jack Rafferty versus Eko Usman. Makes you want to go home and do some abs.
Yeah, what a film. I mean, the full film could be on the cover, front cover of Men's Health magazine or something. They're in incredible shape. And Jack Rafferty is coming up a weight division as well. So I mean, I have no idea how he made the weight division below, but that, and any other occasion, that could probably steal the show, that fight. But because of what we got in the main event here with Daniel and Fabio, I think it's going to be difficult to surpass.
Give us a bit of an insight, Darren. What's it like the day before a big fight card? 20,000 at the cot. What's going through the fighters' heads now?
Mixed emotions. I think you're obviously leaning on the preparation, how well you've trained, and you know, you I guess you have peace in that. But there's also the anxiety, the nerves that come with it. You know, it's not so much the getting hurt part, it's the losing, being derailed and having to start again, the pressure. You know, this is a sport, but it's a business. And yeah, it's mixed emotions, but it's about channeling that, and that's what comes with experience. When you can handle that, you become a lethal weapon.
Be honest, Carl. Fabio's going to make this walk. Daniel's going to make this walk. They're going to come here into the cauldron. They've got this fans around them. Are they going to enjoy it? Are they going to not like it?
I don't know, to be honest. I mean, I think Daniel looks like he's almost this week anyway. For me, he looks like a dog ready to be let off the leash. He wants to fight, so it could get a little bit spicy up here, I think. I'm just glad I'm not on the stage and Simon Jordan's handling that.
Yeah, and Fabio, I guess, is maybe the cooler, calmer character. I almost feel like he might like the opportunity just to get under Daniel's skin one more time.
Perhaps. I just see Fabio Wardley recently just walking tall, shoulders back. There's a real swagger about him, and that's winning that world title, you know, being elevated. And yeah, I've always said it, if his ability can align with his confidence and his spirit and his will to win, he's a real danger man.
All right, enough talking from us. They've come here for one thing, and that's to see the weigh-ins for the big boys. Fabio Wardley versus Daniel Dubois. Remember, everyone, don't blink.
The body knows. Long before the mind understands. The eye widens, searching for something it cannot quite see. The ears begin to ring. The skin tightens. The breath shortens. And somewhere deep inside, the heart begins to race. This is not fear. This is instinct. Because when power like this enters the room, the body prepares for impact. One built himself from nothing. One was built for this. But in the heavyweight division, it only takes one. So watch closely and don't blink. Wardley, Dubois.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Don't Blink main event, live, worldwide, exclusively on DAZN, is scheduled for 12 rounds and will be for the WBO Heavyweight Championship of the World. Let's now welcome to the scale the challenger. From Greenwich, London, England, his professional record, 22 wins, 3 defeats, 21 of his 22 wins come by way of knockout. Here is the always dangerous former IBF heavyweight champion of the world, known as Triple D, Daniel Dynamite Dubois. .7 for the challenger, Triple D, Daniel Dynamite Dubois. And now let's welcome to the scale the defending world champion from Ipswich, England, undefeated, 20 wins. He has 1 draw, 19 of his 20 wins come by way of knockout. Tomorrow, in his first world title defense, here is the hard-hitting, reigning and defending WBO heavyweight champion of the world, Fabio Wardley. .242 for the defending world champion, Fabio Wardley. And now, Daniel, we welcome you to the cauldron, please. And now, Fabio, we welcome you to the cauldron, please.
Welcome to the cauldron. You boys have got to endure me for a little bit, and I'm sure you'll be running for that ring to punch one another in the face after putting up with me. This fight has the potential of being one of the best heavyweight fights on these shores for a long time. We've got all the ingredients. 2 British fighters fighting for a world title in a British ring, supported by British fans. Got a 95% knockout ratio between the pair of you. Someone's getting knocked out or battered to submission. So whilst we have this moment to share, let's have a little chat. Fabio, your first defence of a world title. It's a voluntary defence. Your mandatory was Moses Atoma. Why'd you pick Daniel? Is this an easier night's work for you?
No, it's not an easy night's work by any means, but I'm not known for picking easy night's work. I'm known for picking the best, biggest challenges out there. Before Daniel, it was Joseph Parker. And after him, once I'm done with him, I'll be picking the best names out there as well.
Very good. Daniel, Which Daniel Dubois are we going to get tomorrow night? Are we going to get the Daniel Dubois that strode into Wembley Stadium and destroyed Anthony Joshua? Or are we going to get the Daniel Dubois that some people say didn't turn up against Alexander Usyk?
No, I'm ready to seek and destroy, you know. I'm ready to turn up, man. I'm on it.
Fabio, when you look at Daniel, what do you see? Do you see a fearsome opponent, or do you see someone that folds when it comes on top? And before you answer, let me say what you said to me a few months ago on talkSPORT. You said, if I get on top of him, get in his face, make him feel that what he's doing isn't working here, it can quickly snowball for him. And then you've gone on to say recently that your mentality runs at a 10 and his varies from a 2 to a 7. What are you facing here?
I think that's the question, isn't it? What am I facing here? I think we'll find out on Saturday night, because I stand by those words.
You've got a view.
It does vary. He does change from a 2 to a sometimes 6, 7, 8, 9, whichever. And in some performances he has done well. But you take the U6, for example, he hasn't done well. You take the Kevin Lerena fight, for example. He didn't do well in that one either. Like, yeah, okay, he come out and got the win. There was multiple times in that fight where he was taking knees without even being touched. Didn't take a punch, didn't take nothing on the chin, just went down and took a knee, and yeah, okay, and he showed some and came back around and got the win. But look, once you've opened that door, once you've shown that bit of your character, all that leaves is space for people like me to expose it.
You got any reaction to that, Daniel?
No, I'm just, talking's done now. I'm just ready for war.
Okay. Both of you boys share a couple of things in common, 3 things in common. Your professional career started on the same date. You both got 95% knockout rates, but both of you were elevated to world title level or world title status. He, I would imagine, got his validation against Anthony Joshua. Is he your validation?
Yeah, look, our circumstances are slightly different. I was elevated a week or 2 after having the fight. Like, it could have just very easily been put on the line if Alexander Usyk wasn't holding on to the belt. But for me, this is the all-crowning, all-coming together moment of hearing and still in the ring, having that belt handed to me, being awarded, having my hand raised on the night.
Daniel, Parker, Hooney, Clark is not Usyk, Joshua, and Hrgovic. How big a step up are you for him?
I'm going to show up. He's facing Daniel Dubois. Let's see what he's got. Talking's done.
Fabio, back in the ring, back in the centre. Fabio, I've just read off the last 3 fights that kind of cement your reputation as it sits today in terms of the opposition that you fought. Do any of those fights prepare you for a Daniel Dubois?
All of them fights prepare me for a Daniel Dubois in a different reason or another. Like, don't get me wrong, okay, none of them guys maybe punch as hard as Daniel, but they have other attributes that are better than his. Someone like Joseph Parker, for example, has got more experience and I managed to beat him. Justice Hooney is quicker hands, quicker movement, quicker with his feet, and I managed to beat him. There's people who have had different or better skill sets than Daniel in particular areas, like and I've managed to get past
them. Like who? Who specifically?
Justice Hooney, for example, is a better boxer than Daniel. He has better hand speed, combinations are put together, his footwork is better. Joseph Parker, for example, the run he was on prior to me beating him is better than the run that Daniel's been on. Okay. Like, you can't mark that.
Let me ask you a quick. You've shown that you've got a good chin. Now, excuse the words, but understand the meaning. If you hang your chin out in the way you did against Hooney and Parker against Daniel Dubois, you're in trouble.
Maybe, but maybe not. He was landing shots to a T on Joe Joyce and they didn't have no effect. He's had plenty of
Long time ago,
but what, has he come on? Has he suddenly put on 20 kg of mass? Is he suddenly punching 50% harder? Like, there's not a lot in there. There's fights he's gone through. Philip Hrgovic, for example, and don't get me wrong, he was pinging him all night and he did cut him up, but he didn't stop him. Joe Miller stopped him with, what, 5-10 seconds to go on the clock? Don't get me wrong, he is a big puncher, but he hasn't absolutely concussed everyone he's been in the ring with.
Daniel, we've established that your professional record, despite what he says, has bigger names on it. We know that your amateur record, because he hasn't got one, is a stellar one. We've got your trainer talking about this is an easy day's work to me a couple of months ago. And we've got rumours that you put him to sleep in sparring. This is a perfect fight for you. This is an easy night's work, isn't it?
No, I'm ready for a fight. I've trained hard. I'm ready for a war. Let's go, man. The talking's done now. Let's fight.
Absolutely, absolutely. One of the things that follows you, Fabio, is the observation that you're lucky. He's made it. When you look at the career paths that you've both taken, who do you think's had the more challenging career to get to where you are today?
It's hard because I'm not going to discredit the achievements that Daniel's had and the opponents he's gone against and the people he has built. Like, if you want to talk about that back end or that top 1% at the end of the division, he has faced more of those guys and he has beaten more of those guys. I will give him that credit.
Elite level fighters.
He has, 100%. But that is no bearing or no sway on this fight. It's not going to change anything on the night. You can't bring all that in with him. You can't bring his record in the ring with him. It's only me and him once that bell goes.
Daniel, he's unbeaten, we know that. And we've talked about the quality of opposition he's been in, but he's unbeaten, right? You've been beaten 3 times by a generational great in Alexander Usyk. But if you lose to Fabio, is that you done at this level?
I've got to take his O and that's it.
But is that you if you lose?
I've got to take his O and that's it.
Fabio, I mean, I know you're feeling pretty good about yourself at this moment in time, but he's stepped in with Usyk twice. He fought him when he was a mandatory, he fought him when he was a champion to unify. You've been custard pied by Usyk, and in favour of a kickboxer, right? Where does that put you in the great scheme of things?
I don't know. Does that make me worse or does it make me better? Who knows? If the great, albeit Alexander Usyk, is, some would say, taking a dive to stay away from me, then does that make me more scary or less scary than Daniel? Who knows? But it's irrelevant comparisons.
It's a question for both of you. Either one of you can jump in if you want to.
No, I'm sure Daniel's got loads to say.
Don't be facetious, Fabio. Don't be facetious. We've heard a lot about landlords in this division. Are either one of you two going to be landlords, or are you just squatters waiting for Moses Atoma to come along and take possession?
Over to you, mate. Do you want to start that
one? One fight at a time. I get through this guy and then whoever else next.
Want to jump in?
Yeah, look, one fight at a time.
Okay, all right. So potential squatters then. Fabio, you called him a bin man, and then you try to dress it up, you facetious sod, as a compliment. Why'd you call him a bin man?
I'd ran out of good answers, I'll be honest with you. They asked me about 6 or 7 other fighters beforehand. I said Tyson Fury would go work at Butlins. I said Chisora would be working with donkeys or something. Like, I ran out of good, funny answers, so all I had left for him was a bin man. I don't know why it's upset him so much. I didn't say it was a bad job. It's a good, respectable job. My own coach, by the way.
You were taking the piss.
My own coach, by the way.
You know you were taking the piss.
My own coach, Robert Hodgins, was a bin man for 5 years. He's a man I love and respect.
Right, so you meant that as a compliment, did you? Okay. Well, he could have come back and said, well, you were a recruitment consultant. Good job, I've got a job to go back to because I'm going to knock you back into the next placement. Yeah,
I wouldn't have been upset if he'd have said that, though.
Daniel, before we bring this to conclusion, because I know you're getting itchy feet, if I'm at a loss tomorrow afternoon and I've got nothing better to do, is any parties at your house I can get an invite to?
Yeah, you can come, mate.
Right, fellas, before we round this off, let's have a look. There's been some polls run amongst the fans about how they see this fight going. So let's have a look at the statistics that we've got that illustrate how they think you boys are going to fare. Right, what we've got is 61% of people think Fabio Wardley is going to win this fight, 54% by knockout, 7% by points, 33% think, Daniel, you're going to win, and 6% by points. So 87% of people think this fight is going to finish by knockout. I would think that's a pretty safe statistic with 95% knockout ratios between you two guys. We've got another poll, if it's ready to come up. Who's the biggest hitter? Fabio Wardley, 27%. Daniel Dubois, 73%. So, Daniel, you're the biggest hitter. Before we conclude this cauldron, and you're nearly gone, fellas, have you got anything? This is the last time you're going to see one another before you step in the ring and get down to business. Have you got anything you want to say to one another, or any messages you want to say to the lucky viewing public that are going to see you two boys tomorrow night?
Look, I'll echo the same sentiment I left off with the press conference yesterday, is that, look, I hope he's in shape, I hope he's ready to go, I hope he's in the best shape of his life, I hope he's trained hard, the team have got the game down to a T, and I hope he's coming to bring a fight tomorrow, because everyone out here has given us a little taste of what the feeling's going to be like tomorrow night, and I think it's going to be even better once we get in that arena. So I'm looking to deliver a big night for the fans, and I can only hope he is too.
I'm ready to fight, man. I'm going to put him to sleep tomorrow.
Okay. Frank, can we get the two boys in a face-off before we go? In a face-off. I'll take it. Fabio Wardley versus Daniel Dubois for the WBO Heavyweight Championship of the World, live on DAZN. Don't miss it. And don't blink. Good luck, men. Good luck.
Here we go. There you go, Darren. Concluded. One more sleep. That felt tense there. I thought Simon Jordan did a really good job.
Yeah, it did. Look, it's showtime now. As Daniel Dubois keeps saying, let's fight, let's go. I mean, look, it sets up a terrific fight. It really does. Two really impressive heavyweight fighters that have so much to fight for. They really do. Not just the WBO heavyweight title, but their futures. What's next? Huge fights. Don't blink. This is epic.
Don't blink, indeed. It's sold out at the Co-op Live. The only way you can watch this is to go to DAZN.com/boxing. I've got a better deal for you, though, to get this and many more fights. Save a few money in the back pocket. Sign up to DAZN Ultimate right now.
The first rule of DAZN Ultimate. The first rule. You do not pay-per-view. You do not. You do not pay-per-view.
Do not pay-per-view.
The Ultimate Fight Night is here. Second rule, DAZN Ultimate is. Second rule, you don't pay-per-view.
Because Ultimate gives you a minimum of 12 pay-per-view fights a year.
At no extra cost.
You do not pay-per-view. Join us ringside and welcome to DAZN Ultimate.
Yeah, DAZN Ultimate, and look what you are going to get. Fabio Wardley versus Daniel Dubois, Alexander Usyk versus Rico Verhoeven, Tommy Fury versus the former world's strongest man, Eddie Hall, and arguably one of the best fights that can be made in boxing has been made. Saturday, June 27th, Xander Zayas will defend his crown at 154 pounds against the former champion in the division below, Jaron Boots Ennis. Loads of fights on DAZN.
It's all right,
I mean, very, very busy. I'm making sort of a personal plea now to DAZN and to the person. I need to get to America for Xander Zayas versus Boots
what
Ennis.
a fight. That is epic.
I mean, come on.
Try and get me on the flight to Cairo,
This is where you
please.
do it. This is where you do it.
Right, okay.
He wants to go to Cairo.
Please?
He wants to go to
He
Cairo.
ain't stop whinging.
Yeah, moaning about it all the time. That was intense. I really enjoyed that. And you know when Daniel just says, I just want to fight? What maybe you can't see at home is that he's like bowling his hand in the fist.
I see that.
He's just ready to go, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's ready to go. What an intriguing matchup.
Do you know what? I know he's quite similar every fight, every build-up, but I'm seeing real similarities in Daniel Dubois in the build-up to the AJ fight. There was times where I thought the whole occasion, everything was getting to him. And I thought, do you know what? AJ's looking good, he's looking strong, and Daniel Dubois looking a little bit mentally vulnerable. But we see how that turned out. Look, he said it near on 100 times now. Let's fight. Let's get on with this. I think he's gagging for that first belt.
A bit heavy is Daniel Dubois. I don't know what you read into that. Fabio Wardley is around what he normally weighs. Daniel Dubois in the 250s. He's normally in the 240s. Anything to read from that?
I'm not quite sure, to be honest. He looked big as well.
Yeah.
It was visibly noticeable that he was a bigger man, and it's the heaviest he's ever weighed in. But he does look like he's ready to fight, doesn't he? You mentioned it. He's got the hands tensed. He's rocking back and forward. He never says much, Daniel, and we know that's just the type of man that he is. But I get the impression that he almost has a bit of his chip on his shoulder going into this fight, just because people don't have him as the favourite. Not everybody has him as the favourite. He's like, hold on, I'm the world champion. I've just went and I've smashed AJ. You know, who's this guy? He only started boxing 10 years ago. I think there's a little bit of that, but Fabio's extremely confident. I think you could tell he's trying to wind Daniel up as well, but Daniel didn't really take the bait there, which was good.
Both of them, if they add either person to their resume, the resumes are starting to look really thick. Yeah. All of a sudden, you look at Fabio's resume and it adds Daniel's name to it. It's like, wow, okay, you really are a serious guy. Daniel adds Fabio and becomes a two-time world heavyweight champion. I mean, you're already looking at Daniel. Where is he when we're talking the best British heavyweights of all time? So there's a lot on the line for both.
Yeah, look, they're not going to look past this, but like you say, you're talking legacy here. Yeah. You really are two-time heavyweight world champion. That's special. You know, for Fabio Wardley to really cement himself as a world champion. And look, we've been talking about who next. We're allowed to. We're pundits, but they're massive opportunities. They're huge. They really are. They can't afford to have one eye on there, but we can. And the pot of gold is ginormous.
It is really, it is big. Who is the favourite here? I know I asked you this question before in terms of the fans' favourite and the bookies' favourite. Amongst us, right, boxing aficionados, if you like, who is the favourite? Because I find it very hard to pick one.
I think it's a very close call. I think the bookies just have Fabio as a slight favourite, and I would probably
55-45,
something like that, or maybe even closer than that. It's a 51-49 type fight, honestly. It's so close, so hard to call. You can make an argument for both guys. I'm just nothing would surprise me, but I'm just edging towards Fabio later on in the fight.
Can I ask you your prediction as well?
I would agree with Cole there. I've got him just fractions, which is funny and ironic because I feel there's more strings to the bow of Daniel Dubois. I think he's got more ways of victory, if I'm honest, but I just favour that grit and determination, that will to win a Fabio Wardley. I just ever so slightly have him the favourite.
We've not really spoken about this. Daniel is coming to this fight off a loss. And yes, it was a loss to Alexander Usyk, but nonetheless, it is still a defeat. Whereas Fabio's riding the crest of a wave, coming off the biggest win. One's coming off a loss, one's coming off a win. Mentally, where does that leave both?
I mean, I think that the loss affects Daniel. If he loses this fight, that would affect Daniel more so than Fabio. Fabio can come again. I mean, he's probably achieved more than he ever dreamed he could have achieved. So, I mean, everything else is just a bonus for him. But Daniel, if he loses, that'll be the 4th loss on his record. There's still plenty of time to come again, but it will affect him a little bit more. But we talked about it already. Darren mentioned it. There's so much jeopardy here, but I think there's more so for Daniel. He wants to win this, as does Fabio, but I feel like he has to do it and kind of re-establish himself again, because even after Usyk's an incredible fighter, but there was still a few questions about how it ended.
I can see Simon Jordan's in the cauldron. Should we go and meet Simon, say hello? See if he's still shaking. I did see his left hand shaking as well. Let's go and see Mr. Simon Jordan as the crowd starts to file out of this venue. And it really was a venue that worked, by the way. It really did work. I came in here a bit skeptical, I have to be honest with you, but it ticked every single box. Let's have a word with my good man, Mr. Simon Jordan.
Addy, nice to see you.
Nice to see you as well, my friend.
Welcome to my environment.
It really is yours. You own it now. Did you enjoy it?
I did. Yeah. I did. You know, you never know in terms of doing it for the first time. You've got two marauding 6'6" heavyweights standing in front of you. It's one thing saying it in a microphone in the studio. It's another thing asking them slightly tricky questions. I mean, as I said earlier on, I have no desire to repeat the Deontay Wilder experience, but notwithstanding it, you know, I thought the two boys were to form. You know that Daniel is going to be relatively monosyllabic and trot out the lines of "I'm ready to seek and destroy by any means necessary," and Fabio's erudite and relaxed and confident and comfortable with the environment, and probably doing a lot of that. You fighters will be able to tell me this, to make sure that Daniel knows how relaxed and confident and self-assured he is.
Did he have that aura right close to him, Daniel Dubois? He keeps saying, let's fight, let's fight. Did he strike you as someone that legit wants that first bell?
Oh yeah. I mean, Daniel's intensity is there to see. Now, whether he can channel that into an outcome, different discussion, whole different set of circumstances, because he's got potentially an irresistible force meeting an immovable object in Fabio Wardley. But Daniel's there. He's burning on white, and that will, you know, escalate tomorrow, I suspect. And what we want to see clearly we want to see is the Daniel Dubois that strode into the ring against Anthony Joshua.
Yes.
I mean, the moment when everyone thought that Anthony Joshua was about to be anointed, and Daniel Dubois steps in and said, I don't think so. Now, we want that Daniel Dubois in the ring to meet the best version of Fabio Wardley, and we've got the fight that we all think we've got.
Fabio just seems to come. Look, we know he's an intelligent young man.
Yeah.
We know that already. But I said to the gents earlier, because he's now a world champion, he almost seems to have grown a couple of inches, as in the confidence now, he's barrel-chested. He really believes he's the best fighter in the world, not the best fighter of both of them. He thinks he can beat Alexander Usyk. Do you sense that confidence from him now?
I think listen, if you don't believe in yourself, no one's going to believe in you, are they? So he's in a position where he's never been beaten, so why wouldn't he feel unbeatable? He is an educated, motivated individual that has strong feelings about himself. You look at it and think, as I said a moment ago, in danger of repeating myself, if you've never lost something, you never know what losing looks like. And when you win something, you go and make a load of money. I make a load of money. You walk around, you're like a dog with two proverbials because you think you're the best thing since sliced bread. He thinks he's the cock of the, he thinks he's the cock of the walk, and so he should. Now, that's what we want. You know, he's very confident because he knows in this environment, in this space, right, he can do this all day. He can talk Daniel into a cul-de-sac because Daniel can't fight him in that space. That doesn't win anything, as you boys know better than I do. What wins something is how you turn up on the night and what happens when the first punch in the mouth comes.
Everybody's talking about who wins this fight, and they have an idea who they think is going to win this fight, but who does a loss affect more so in this fight?
Well, you boys are the expert. From my position of a fascinated student, I think it has to be Daniel. Because Fabio, in part of people's minds, despite people looking at it and thinking Fabio's going to win this fight, there's still this position where he goes into fights and people are not going to be surprised if he loses.
Yeah.
The only fight that he wasn't expected to lose was Justice Hooney, and he nearly got himself into trouble because I went to that fight and he got himself out with an equaliser. Right? Wonderful. But if he gives that many opportunities to Daniel Dubois is capable of taking them. So, but if Daniel loses, with due respect to the fact that Fabio is a world champion, what does the landscape look like? It's a big rebuild. We rebuilt Daniel twice. Don Charles was jettisoned, right, and then brought back in again. And so with all the dynamics around Daniel and people's perceived, understanding of his fragility or potential to not want to go into deep waters, if you lose to Joe Joyce, and I was there for that fight, and it was probably early for him, and he should have been looked after his corner a little bit better, so he didn't get that reputation which is stuck with him. Because remember, you get a reputation in life. I was a football club chairman. I went into a changing room once in my second or third game. 10 years down the road, I'm still being called a busy chairman going into dressing rooms. Daniel's still got that narrative because it's been seeded, and then you go into the Usyk fight and people think, oh, hang on a second. But no one called Zurdo Ramirez on the weekend. Yeah. He took a knee twice and didn't fancy any more of David Benavides. So why has Daniel got this reputation? Fabio believes it. He believes that if he takes him into deep waters and really makes it ugly, that Daniel's going to wilt. I don't know. But answer the question, Carl. I think Daniel has more to lose because I think Fabio can rebuild again because people will say, well, he was just a white-collar fighter.
Yeah, a very, very good white-collar fighter. Let's have a look, if we can, at the tail of the tape for this one. I think it's going to come up now, so we can have a look at both attributes. We can look at their numbers and figures and stats, all these things that are very interesting to be turned around, gents. Both 6'5", genuinely 6'5". We know a lot of fighters, Tyson Fury, like to lie about their height. But you look at the knockout record, and that's the one that just jumps out at me, Simon.
Of course.
95% KO ratio. Yeah. Different type of knockouts, though. I think Fabio alluded to that, didn't he, with Daniel? Like, Daniel doesn't put you down and you go to sleep straight away. It's almost an accumulation of punches.
Yeah, I mean, we saw that with Anthony Joshua, but we're also talking about Daniel's fight card carries, with due respect, far more credible names at this moment in time. I'm not diminishing Justice Hooney. I'm not trying to diminish Fraser Clark, but with respect to Fraser, we've seen him lose at domestic level to Jamie TKV. And Joseph Parker, yes, we all know Joseph Parker is a world-level fighter, a former world champion. But as far as Daniel was concerned, look at that. Look at what he did to Anthony Joshua. I mean, I know I said for a year or so that Anthony wasn't rebuilt. But the fact of the matter is Daniel still went in there with 96,000 people saying, we're going to crown the king and put him on his backside. So, whilst the knockouts may be different, 95. I mean, it's amazing to me that 13% of people think this is going to be one on points.
Well, let's go on that stats then. We've seen them then. The fans have had their say. Yeah. This cannot go points, can it?
Well, you guys will tell me more than I will know.
You can't.
Listen, if we can put some dough on it and get a result on points, we're going to make some money, aren't we? But the reality of it is, how do you make a case for these two boys to go 12 rounds and someone not getting knocked out? Now, you know, whatever I tip goes the wrong way, so that's why neither one of them want me to tip them, because I'm a terrible tipper. Whatever happens goes the other way. So Fabio's very keen for me not to tip him, and so is Daniel. But I can't see in this life or the next that there's going to be a points victory or a draw. It's going to be a conclusive outcome. The fascinating thing will be, is it going to go early, or are we going to get a fight for the ages, which I think will be brutal? I remember watching Fabio against Joseph Parker and going, whoa, wow. This one's going to be, I think, even stronger and bolder and more compelling and more brutal. I don't know what you boys think.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a violent fight. That if it does go beyond 6 or 7, I think both of them are going to really have to take a long rest. I asked both of these gents on the stage, I don't know if you heard about their predictions. Carl went Fabio just. Darren's gone Fabio just as well. Both of them with no confidence, I have to be honest. Yourself?
No, I'm quite unequivocal in most things in life, and I've picked these fighters and I've picked football matches and I've picked this and I've picked the other. I can't split this because I don't know whether Fabio, despite the fact that Justice Hooney, I wouldn't say had pillow fists, but he's not the biggest hitter, and you know, and Joseph Parker isn't the biggest hitter, but I can't really determine how big a punch Fabio Wardley can take, and if he puts his chin out, like I said to him on the stage, like he did against Parker and Hooney, he's going to find out about Dubois' power. We've got the rumour that he got dropped and hurt in sparring, so that doesn't carry much relevance into the ring, but it makes me think I can't call it. And I don't like to be in a position because it makes you look like you're being a bit weak. But I'm right down the middle. It's an absolute pick-em for me. All I'm looking forward to is that this fight, which is a proper fight, it's not a race to the bank like some of the other fights are coming down the pike that we're going to have to listen to. This is a proper fight for a world title between two British fighters in a British ring in front of British fans. And if it delivers what we think it's going to deliver, which is two fighters at the peak of their game going at it, we've got some fight.
We do. And that's the main event. Very quickly as we wrap here, gents, it's been a really good idea and afternoon being here in the Cauldron. As we wrap, fights on the undercard that really stand out for you? Anyone in particular?
Rafferty Esselman. Yeah. I want to see David Morrell as well. I think it's great to have fighters of his calibre fighting in the UK.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we saw him against Benavidez, and we were looking forward to seeing him against Callum Smith, because I was looking forward to that fight. Echo, for me, I always like the engine.
Yeah.
I mean, the chief support is the perfect warm-up for what is already a great card, and the main event is epic, but the chief support is special. Two fighters that leave it all in the ring. It's a great dust-up.
And to think that this is a fight card that lost Solomon Dakers and Jared Anderson. Like, no hole at all. It feels like we've lost nothing. It really is a fantastic fight card. Oh, there you go. We are now one sleep away from something very, very special. Champion versus former champion. And who knows, if Fabio Wardley wins, maybe he does get the Alexander Usyk lottery ticket, which would be interesting. If Daniel Dubois wins, personally, I want Moses to Talma. Either way, we the viewers are the winners, because this is going to be a cracking fight. Co-op live tomorrow. If you aren't one of the lucky ones to get a ticket, then there's only one place to watch it, and that is on DAZN. We'll see you tomorrow.
I think people will remember this for a long, long time.
Highly unlikely this fight will last long now.
When these guys let these bums go, anything can happen.
I've got dynamite power in each hand. War by name, war by nature.
You know, this is a genuine 50-50 scrap.
One mistake either way, it can be game over.
First round destruction. Take a bow. That was impressive.
Best fight name for a card, because I don't think it's going to go past 4 rounds.
That's what we want to see. Heavyweight boxing. Knockout.
I don't want to win with a caveat. I want the best of the best.
That's why we love heavyweight boxing.
Listen, I'm ready to fight. You know, first round, last round, it doesn't matter when, as long as I win.
Are you entertained? That is unbelievable.
This is the moment the world has been waiting for. The judges are ready. The fighters are ready. The boxing world is ready. The fight starts now. Let's go.
How do you like it? On the show. So aggressive, so focused.
Fight Night on DAZN, brought to you by that prize guy.
Hiya, can I get a Big Mac? 100% chicken breast. Crispy sauce.
Don't betray me, Jane.
Ah!
Don't betray me.
Fabio! Step away from the McCrispy.
But you always get the Big Mac.
Don't betray me.
The Big Mac. McCrispy! Can I get a McCrispy, please?
McCrispy?
I can't shake them.
What are you doing?
I can't get up. Help me, won't you?
Oh, there are other ways to get them. Here, take a Red Bull and think of something. Well, and now, any ideas?
Yeah, I'll get the beaver.
Well, there you go.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Huh? Introducing the casino you love to hate, Mr. Q.
Don't miss the biggest night in MMA.
We are now set